Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, October 11th, 2023, broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we get started on our bingo, here are the rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 35606. First rule, one ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3. Number 2, when bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Number 3, each bingo game will be closed when a winner or winners have called in and their cards have been verified, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive your calls and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Number 4, final win confirmation occurs when the winners present their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV Studio. Number 5, prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Number 6, in the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday and they will be accepted. If a player is unable to play the following Wednesday, they may exchange their cards at NACTV Studio for a future game. Please check the nactv.tv website or call the office for confirmation of the game or games to be played. Number 7, Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. Number 8, Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards and tonight they are green. Game 2, the X game, has $150 available to be won. Game 3, which continues on from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. Number 9, if Game 3 is won with the tuning ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive either the jackpot or the consolation prize, whichever one they bingoed on, as well as the tuning pot, which is now at $4,532. Okay, everyone, good luck, and here comes our tuning ball. Okay, so our tuning number is I-17. We're not playing this one. Do not dab yet. This is for the tuning number for in Game 3. It's I-17. Okay, so it's going to go back in. And we are now ready to play on our gold-colored cards. Now you can dab. If you have the number and I call it, please dab it. Under the N33. N33. Under the B9, B9. Under the O64, O64. Under the O75, O75. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the O67, O67. Under the N38, N38. Under the N31, N31. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the B10, B10. Under the G56, G56. Under the B12, B12. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the B7, B7. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the G48, G48. Under the N40, N40. Under the G54, G54. Under the N35, N35. Under the N44, N44. Under the N, 39 and 39. Under the I, 19, I, 19. Under the N, 36 and 36. Under the O, 61, O, 61. Under the B, 13, B, 13. Under the O, 71, O, 71. Under the N, 41 and 41. Under the G, 49, G, 49. Under the O, 65, O, 65. Under the G, 53, G, 53. Under the G, 57, G, 57. Under the G, 55, G, 55. Under the I, 16, I, 16. Under the O, 74, O, 74. Under the B1, B1. Under the B6, B6. Under the G58, G58. Under the N42, N42. Under the G52, G52. Under the N37, N37. Under the B8, B8. Under the B5, B5. Under the G46, G46. Under the I27, I27. Under the O66, O66. Under the O73, O73. Under the B15, B15. Under the O62, O62. And that is your 50th number. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody calls in with a bingo and wins that pot of $16,937. Phone number is 204-476-2639. And I have a few community announcements, but none of which are new, but that's okay. So, Miles for Mental Health presents Trauma and Grief with guest speaker Susan Rabichuk. It says, let's come together to connect and learn how to take care of ourselves and others through challenging times. It will be on October 26th at 7 p.m. It is free. All ages are welcome. However, content includes sensitive subject matter, so child attendance is at discretion of the parent or guardian. Any questions, you can go to milesformentalhealth1@gmail.com, or you can call 204-841-0932. That's October 26th, 7 p.m., Trauma and Grief guest speaker. And on October 19th, Nipawin District Chamber of Commerce is hosting a harvest celebration evening whereby the stores are open until 8 p.m. There will be a free movie at the Roxy, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Nipawin. There will be a library book sale and marketplace. Hot chocolate fundraiser will happen at the courthouse, as will the kids' activities that are sponsored by Nipawin Co-op. That's on October 19th. The stores are open late. And the NACTV showcase that we've been announcing for October 21st has been postponed to a later date in spring, and we'll have more on that later. So it's been postponed now until spring for that NACTV showcase. And the phone line, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round. So, for $100 now, still playing on the gold colored cards and still looking for a blackout, your next number is under the 068. 068. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the O-72, O-72. Under the B3, B3. Under the O70, O70. Under the N45, N45. Under the B14, B14. Under the N32, N32. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the O69, O69. Under the N43, N43. Under the I, 23. I, 23. Under the G, 47. G, 47. Under the I, 18. I, 18. And we have a caller. So we'll pause and see if we've got a winner. The number in the hoop is not been called, so we can't use that to bingo on. And we have a valid bingo on I-18. The last number called was I-18, and we have a valid bingo on I-18. And we have one phone line open to receive your calls. Okay, somebody else is calling in. So I'll find out if they've bingoed on I-18 or an earlier number. And another valid bingo on I-18. So we have two winners at this point in time on I-18, which means we do have both phone lines are busy right now. So if there's anybody else out there that needs to call in, we'll just have to wait till a phone line is open. Okay, while we're waiting. Okay, so the annual general meeting for NACTV will be on November 2nd at the Kinsman Courts 2, and all are welcome to attend our annual general meeting. We're going to have a little refreshments. We'll get together, meet each other for a bit, and go through the what's been happening this last year. And hopefully if anybody's interested in joining the board, they'll also show up that night. So if you know of anybody who'd be interested in joining our board as a board member, it'd be great if they could come. If they can't make it and they'd still like to join, just call the office here and give them your name. 3702. Oops, sorry. And a third winner on I-18. We have a third winner on I-18. So our person on phones is busy. So I-18, we've got three winners on I-18 at this point in time. Okay. Okay, some of our usual announcements here. The Home Assistance Nepo and District offers a number of different, okay, before I say that, we do now have a phone line open to receive your calls. We have one phone line now open. So after this game, we will be moving on to our green colored cards, and we will be playing on the letter X as our first game. Remember, the toonie number is I-17, though if you bingo on it in the letter X game, it won't help you to win that pot, but it will if it's still the number is still available for the third game. Okay, we do have another person calling in. We'll have to verify their card and see what they've got. So maybe I won't read anything. Five, 563. And a fourth winner on I-18. Okay. Oh, that was the number at least 4 people were waiting for to bingo on. I-18. Okay. All right, let me try this again. The Home Assistant Nipawin District is dedicated to supporting and helping seniors and disabled persons in Nipawin, RMs of Lansdowne, Glenella, North Cypress, Langford, and Rosedale. And they have offered a number of different services. For appointments or more information, you can call Michelle at the hand office 204-476-2009. They also have a community meal program available Tuesday to Friday. You can call Vicky or George at 204-476-5218. They do have delivery to some of the places that have a large percentage of seniors, and it's $11. Okay, we now have one phone line open to receive your calls. There is a phone line now open. So we have one phone line open. If anybody else has bingoed on I-18 or an earlier number, in which case, yeah, for people that just won won't be very happy about it, but these things happen. Phone's pretty quiet though, so. Okay. Evergreen Environmental Technologies, located between Nipawin and Minnedosa. They are open Monday to Friday from 8 to 4 and Saturdays 8 to 3. However, they will be closed November 11th for Remembrance Day. So the next time they're closed on that Monday to Friday, Saturday schedule will be November 11th. Hey, we now have both phone lines open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. And a shout out to the following businesses that sell the bingo packages for us to help support NACTV here. Is Harris Pharmacy, Tim Tom Asian Grocery Store, Rocky and Animal House, Touchwood Park, Maple Legion, and for Kinsman Courts residents, they can purchase their cars at Kinsman Courts too. And also, of course, you can purchase them here at the station. And of course, we thank everybody for playing with us, because you definitely support NACTV station. Okay, for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we will move on to the letter X game. Okay, before we do that, let's find out who our winners were for the Bonanza Consolation. We had Krista Peranto of Nipawin purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy, Carol Bagalki of Nipawin purchasing the cards at the station, Janet Andrews of Nipawin purchased the cards at Harris Pharmacy, and Darlene Gillies of Nipawin purchased the cards at the station. Congratulations to those 4 winners. They'll be splitting the pot. And let's set up for the letter X and put all these balls back in. Start afresh on your green colored cards. Remember, I-17 is your tuning number. Okay, so our first number out on the green colored cards. Here we go. For $150 to be won on that letter, on our letter X game. Your first number on the green colored cards is B2 under the B2. Under the G56, G56. Under the B14, B14. Under the G50, G50. Under the O62, O62. Under the I22, I22. Under the I16, I16. Under the B13, B13. Under the O75, O75. Under the O68, O68. Under the I24, I24. Under the G60, G60. Under the I27, I27. Under the N32, N32. Under the O61, O61. Under the B6, B6. Under the G54, G54. Under the N33, N33. Under the O63, O63. Under the G49, G49. Under the B5, B5. Under the N36, N36. Under the N43, N43. Under the B3, B3. Under the B11, B11. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the B10, B10. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the B4, B4. Under the N35, N35. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the G51, G51. Under the G47, G47. Under the O73, O73. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O64, O64. Okay, I think we have somebody with the letter X here. What's the number in the middle of your card? 527. 527? 537. 537? We have somebody playing in the studio. B1. We haven't called B1 yet. Nope, we don't have letter X. We have to wait till we call it. Yeah, sorry. So close. 12:18. We have somebody calling in though with a bingo. And it looks like they got it. And what did they bingo on? Oh, I-21. Okay, and that was one number before? Yeah, okay. Valid bingo on I-21. Okay, somebody could have bingoed on the number that was in the hoop here, but we had somebody bingo on I-21. Yeah, looks good to me. Yeah. Yeah, the number in the window is not valid until I call it, unfortunately. We do have a number of people that call in when they get that one in the window and they're so excited, and I don't blame them. And then somebody else calls in and takes it away from them. That's the way it goes though with phone in. So we do have a valid bingo on I-21 for the letter X game. The tuning number of I-17 was the 28th number called, so that tuning pot will be growing. And the tuning pot was at 4,532, so that pot will be growing. And both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. Our tuning pot will grow because I-17 was called. But we will be moving on to the blackout and 52 numbers shortly. Still on those green colored cards though. We'll just wait and see if anybody else calls in with a bingo. Our jackpot in 52 numbers will be $7,184. The time left yet. Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we will move on to blackout in 52 numbers for $7,184. And our winner on the Big X was Danielle Bell. Congratulations of Nipah purchasing the cards at Rockin' Animal House. Okay, the next number out on the green colored cards is B1 under the B1. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the G48, G48. Under the N44, N44. Under the N37, N37. Under the I, 30, I, 30. Under the N, 40, N, 40. Under the G, 52, G, 52. Under the B9, B9. Under the B15, B15. Under the O, 65, O, 65. Under the N31, N31. Under the B8, B8. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the N42, N42. Under the O72, O72. And we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes, see if anybody calls in and wins that jackpot of $7,184. Of course, if you do win that, it'll be a little bit more than that, simply because we add 50 cents for every package sold for tonight's game, which we don't know how many packages have been sold for tonight's game until we pick up them tomorrow, whatever left over. So it's 50 cents to each of the jackpots, and the Toonie Pot gets $1 added for each package sold. And both phone lines are open. Okay, so that showcase, NACTV showcase, has been postponed till later in the spring sometime. The trauma and grief presentation with Susan Rabichuk will be on October 26th, 7 p.m. Any questions, reach out to 204-841-0932 or milesformentalhealth1@gmail.com. And our NACTV board meeting will be on November 2nd. All are welcome to attend. If you know of anyone who would like to be on the board, we do need board members. Have them call the office and give us their name, which is the same number as that's up there, 476-2639. 30 seconds. $20. And for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed and we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. And the next number is under the B7. B7. Under the G58, G58. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the N34, N34. Under the G55, G55. Under the B12, B12. All the Bs have been called, so you should have all your Bs dabbed or marked or whatever you're doing with them. All the Bs have been called. Under the G53, G53. Under the N41, N41. Under the G59, G59. Under the O71, O71. Under the N38, N38. And we do have a caller. So the number in the window is not valid. We have a couple of callers. We'll find out if somebody bingoed before somebody else. Okay, and how far back did they bingo? One number back? Okay, so one number back on whatever it is. We've accepted that for now. We'll see what the other person's bingoed on. So one number back. Oh, 3572. No, that can't be 3572. What did you say it was? Okay. 552. That's better. Okay. What number did they bingo on? The same one? Okay, so we have 2 valid bingos on what's the number? 071. We have 2 valid bingos on 071, which is 1 number back, which means our phone lines are both busy. So we do have 2 valid bingos on 071, 2 numbers back. So that will be wrapping up tonight's bingo, since we now have a winner on the 3rd game. Well, 2 winners now. I guess the shops and businesses that are open late on October 19th, they're open until 8 p.m. I don't think I mentioned that the first time. Okay, we have 1 phone line open to receive your calls. There is a phone line open, so if anybody else has one or bingoed on an earlier number than the I-71, I think it was, give us a call. Oh, somebody did call in. Let's see what number they bingoed on. See if they bingoed on an earlier number called, or they also have a bingo on 071. Okay, we have another phone line open, or a phone line open now. Oh, just checking. Okay, can do that for sure. We can always check your cards just in case. Close. 1 number missing. Yep, we can check if you're not sure if you've got the bingo or not, for whatever reason. You can call in and we can check it for you. Okay, both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. We do have both phone lines open. And our bingo number tonight was the 071, I guess, for this game. Is that an O or an A? S-H-A, S-H-O. Okay. What? Just checking to make sure. Thank you. Okay. Still waiting to see if anybody else won. And the phone lines are open to receive your calls. And we do thank you for playing along and supporting the programming at NACTV. Okay, for the 3rd and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And that will wrap up for bingo for tonight. So our winners on the Blackout Constellation that was just played is Donna Shorrock of Nipawin, purchasing the cards at Kinsman Courts, and Jerry Bone of Arden, purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy. Okay, so for recapping for tonight for our winners, and congratulations to them. On the Bonanza Constellation, we had Krista Parento, Carol Bagalki, Janet Andrews, and Darlene Gillies. The Big X was won by Danielle Bell, and the Blackout Constellation was won by Jerry Bone and Donna Sharrock. Congratulations to you all. Thank you for playing along. Have a great night. Hope to see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye now.